Thank you for being here. Amazing question.
Check out House Hack, and then also don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you. MoneyBru Show. Shout out.
Hey everyone, welcome to the MoneyBru Show here. I am with Sukhneet. Is that correct? Virk.
Yes.
I always butcher the names. So we're at the Aspire event here in Denver, Colorado. We just heard the speaker, MoneyBru. I heard the original founder who came up and spoke about how he started Aspire. We also heard a little bit from some of the motivational speakers like Tim Story. And I just bumped into Suk and I was like, hey man, we had a Zoom call, basically. So if you haven't watched the MoneyBru Show, this is gonna be jam-packed. We bring a very cool, diverse perspective, but also people new in tech. And Suk has been part of the startup world. He has some cool things in the AI space. And then also his history comes from businesses that are like stable, like rooted, right? Like arborists who were in that space.
Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you, come along and see.
There I went to Facebook and then CVS. I worked as a UX researcher at both. So while I was at CVS, I moved to Estes Park, which is a small mountain town.
Beautiful town.
Beautiful, yeah, I love it. And while I was there, you know, it's a very wildfire prone area. So the fire department in the town would give free reports about how you can reduce the risk of wildfire at your house. She came by and she was giving the report and we just got to talking. She was like, hey, we really need people to refer, homeowners to who can do this kind of work. And because they constantly ask us, and she said, you know, I'll teach you, I'll send you clients, and it'll cost you a few $100s to start up, and
no way.
You know, coming back to like making money quick.
Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along and see.
It's
making
like
yourself available.
We just
Was that in your mind? Like, were you?
Not at all.
What is your?
Not at all.
Like, because when I look at your list, you have like such a good list of things that have like catapulted you into like where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a mindset? Is that just I just want to go move forward?
Sure. Yeah, that's an interesting question. I think I'm just I'm curious. I'm so curious.
Yeah.
Like I want to experience it all.
Like a humble curiosity.
I'm pretty cocky. No,
okay.
I'm kidding.
After the show, the true colors come.
Yeah. It's all for the show. Yeah.
He's like, how PG can we go? Yeah. Like, you do you, man. Cool, man. So yeah, that's happening, and then from there, so you're still up in Estes right now.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
If you haven't traveled to Colorado, it's definitely the spot to go to before the national park.
Yeah.
Beautiful animals. I've never seen elk and stuff that big and moose and stuff. As a South African with a lot of animals in our country, like Colorado has some of the best.
Yeah.
So gorgeous. Rams, you know.
Yeah.
So you enjoy the nature up there?
I love it. Yeah. And I think to your point, it doesn't feel like, I think one thing we do really well here in America is we kind of isolate ourselves.
Okay.
It's like we live here in the city and a house and this and that, and nature's over there. In Estes Park, it's like, you know, you open the door, there's an elk right there.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
That's like a different quality of life.
Yeah.
I love that. Is that one of the drivers that got you up there? Family or?
It was more, I was looking for investment property.
Cool.
And then when I like drove in and found it and then started spending time there, I really fell in love with it. I will be moving, but you know, keeping on to that property.
Real estate opportunity.
Yeah.
That's such a big wealth driver for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it's just great to watch how people do investment strategies.
Yeah.
My wife and I have been thinking about, we used to have an Airbnb basement, and we're thinking of an Airstream maybe idea on the hush hush, or like some sort of cool environment you can build around it. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
It's very under question right now.
Okay.
Anyways. So how did you get into the AI space? Or you have AI tips on business?
Sure.
and you've really like thrown yourself towards it. What does that look like?
Yeah. Do you want the story how I got into it, or?
Yeah, the story how you got into it, and then how people could, how you think the future is going to look like.
Got you. So you want me to focus more on that side, or or both, or
both? Yeah, whatever you feel comfortable with. And
sure.
While you get ready, I'm going to tee us up for the next taste.
Okay, sweet. Should I jump in, or?
Yeah, jump.
Okay. Yeah, so in terms of AI, one thing that I do, I love making connections between people, and what I do is I tend to, if somebody is looking for a certain, let's say, marketing expert or developer, things like that, I love bringing people together, and so I kind of do that on the side. And I had gotten involved with some young guys who were engineers, and I just really liked what they were doing. So I started to introduce people who were curious about AI to them, and we moved forward with it. And as we moved forward, it became clear like they were just busy. I mean, smart kids,
right?
They're busy, they have jobs, this and that. But I realized that hey, I can actually, like, this is something that I have a lot of background in terms of technology, user experience, understanding businesses.
Wow.
Because I've kind of jumped in so many industries.
Yeah, and the system behind it.
Exactly.
Which the young visionaries may not see.
Yeah.
It's like I really need to bring you into our business a little bit, get some expertise from you in the future, because like you probably will see things I would never see. Mm-hmm. So that's like you tapping into your skills.
I'd be happy to help. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're involved there. That's great.
Yeah.
And what do you think the future holds? Everyone's afraid.
Yeah.
I think you don't have
to be
afraid of it, right? But
what do we do at this workshop? What do we learn? How do we do it and enjoy it? So we talk about the history, the why, the what and how, the AI blueprint, outpacing your competitors with 7+ AI tools that we renew. Every time we do a live workshop, we renew them because it's so fast right now. What do you walk away with? You walk away with people like yourself. Think about, you're gonna go there and they're gonna guinea pig and learn with you. I'm all about new stuff, but not gimmicks. I'm about guinea pigging, data testing, trying it on yourself until it works to what you want. Because everyone's being thrown in the face with AI, okay? It's just how it is. It's my little family. I'm a South African, hence the accent, and we mentioned that in the beginning. And then my office is downtown Greeley. We are a web marketing studio that focus on sales psychology and AI with a human touch. It's as simple as that. We've been doing it for 10 years. Hyper successful.
What is your take?
Yeah, I appreciate it. I think with a lot of things that happen, especially when we have huge technology shifts like this, there's kind of a lot of doom and gloom.
Yeah.
A lot of fear, like
.com, right?
Yeah, the kind of like the .com and also uncertainty. Like, okay, ChatGPT, I'll make some poems, but I don't know, what else do I do?
Bust a rhyme.
Yeah. Maybe make some songs. But I think with AI specifically, like there's a lot of fear that's being spread around. It's going to take over, but also it's going to replace us. And I think both of those, take over, I don't necessarily, but I mean, it's hard to say. I'm not, a huge expert on technology.
This is his opinion, not financial advice.
Yeah. Boomer.
Go buy crypto.
But I think it's really important to investigate, regardless of what somebody's experience or comfort level with it is. I think it's critical to just look into it, talk to people who know more than you, and just ask them questions. People are very open, typically, what I've found, very willing to help and share their understanding. And in terms of AI, it's like, if you look at how it's being used, it's really responding to how we ask questions. So, you hear those stories, somebody asks like, how would you take over the world?
Yeah.
Well, dude, you asked it how it would take over the world. Of course it's, versus how do we...
generating these images, like, okay,
sure,
fine,
but it's generating based on your, exactly. Versus asking, how do we cultivate peace between nations where it didn't exist before? How do we manage our resources? How do we, and I also am a huge believer in getting very specific around problems. When you say global warming or climate change, it's like very, big, abstract versus, hey, there's a lot of plastic in the ocean.
Let's bring it down.
That's very specific.
Cool.
It's still a big problem, but it's a very specific problem. Or like, hey, there's too much car pollution.
Dude, they just brought this up in the talk with the one guy before, and they're helping like different countries. Like I think it's you'll see a table in the booth. It's called Impact something. But there's still slavery. Like countries like they were going to like Guatemala, then they were going to. Anyways, they're funding ways to help these people. That's a very specific problem.
Yes, exactly.
There's these bricklayers in Pakistan that they're literally generational slaves.
Oh wow.
Basically, like their grandparents did something that's now enslaved them. Yeah. And they can't work it off. Like they can't. Yeah. But for $3,000, this guy went to like bail them out.
Wow.
And he's like, this is what we want to change. Yeah. And I'm like, whoa, like there's still slavery. I'm from South Africa, so like Mandela, the free movement, right? Like those are important things. And it's like you said, is it practical? Can we execute on it? And like they're doing it. Mm-hmm. So absolutely. I'm such a big fan. Like our money's going to that.
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely.
That's cool. I never really stop and think about that stuff.
Yeah, and it's, you know, that's the crazy thing. Like the plastic in the ocean problem. Yeah, sure.
You go for a dip.
Okay.
Because we need to rate this.
Oh, okay.
But keep talking.
Dip the shit, bite it straight. That's okay.
Let's see if you got an angle on it. Dip it for like 2 seconds.
Okay.
And then I'll dip the other side because it'll be less awkward.
Okay. I'm all here for it, baby. If you want to.
Yeah, go for it. I have no phobia, dude. I trust you. I'll be, you know, like. Here it goes. So, does it remind you of anything?
Oh, it's so funny you asked that. That's exactly what I was thinking. It reminds me of you know those kind of biscuits in the blue tin? You know what I'm talking about?
They're like a sugar cookie.
Kind of, yeah. And I don't know about you, but my mom, we would get those, and she'd throw her like sewing stuff in there. Oh no! And so I'd like look for cookies. It's just a bunch of, you know.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it reminds me of that. Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
I gotta go. I'll probably give this a 7.
Okay.
It's good.
7.
It's good. Yeah.
Okay, so to tie back into what you see as the future, because I kind of cut you into the segment. Yeah. Carry on that because
sure.
I still want to hear what your end thoughts are on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So regarding the plastic or like the projects that you mentioned, you know, specifically with the plastics in the ocean. As a young kid, Boyan Slat was not a kid. I shouldn't say that anymore. Sure, but I think this was back in 2016. Yeah. Well, wise old grandpa. Yeah,
I love it.
But
you don't know how old I am.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's what. Yeah. So he was focusing on this problem, I think, in uni, and he was like, how do we fix it? And just started testing things out, Now, he has an organization called the Ocean Cleanup Project. You've probably heard of it. That was that kid. He was 19 when he started. The net thing.
No way.
19-year-old kid started that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love it.
And it's like he found this problem and he started working on it.
Yeah.
And like, that's the thing that kind of blows my mind. Like, the reason I don't like fear and all that stuff and all this kind of doom and gloom is because it really takes us out of how powerful we are.
I love it.
And how much leverage we will. I mean, he did that in 2016. Yeah. Now we're in 2024. Yeah. And the amount of leverage a single person has to do something is absolutely insane.
Right. And it's like a network around him because he put the idea out there. They had to come alongside that and make it happen.
Yeah. He had the vision and he was working on it. And he had something that people could get excited about and join. Yeah.
Gosh, I almost thought I got chased by a bear there. So we're doing Maximize AI Workshop 2.0. And yeah, get out and snowboard, right?
I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along and see us.
So we're doing Maximize AI Workshop 2.0. And yeah, get out and snowboard, right? Make things happen in your business, obviously. Don't be afraid to take risks. Don't be afraid to learn about the fears of AI, the hype, how to tone that down, how to use tools. And
here's my final question. This is a banger question. If you were to go back and start it all over again, what would you change and why?
You know, it's tough to say, because one part of me says, like, there's a few instances where, you know, like for instance with the senior living investment group, we, you know, I stepped out of that, but we had literally like a we had a deal in front of us that we could have made 70 million profit, you know, in like 2 years.
Amazing.
And I stepped back because I let fear dictate, right? At that time, and I wanted to kind of, it was, so
it could still be relatively like the right decision. It's
exactly.
You just don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I see. That's great. I like that.
In that sense, like, I don't think I would change anything, because, like, you know, you go through life, and I'm a huge believer that people who are destined to do something are going to probably experience some of the most challenges in their life. But those challenges, that's what shapes us. It teaches us how to be resilient, how to learn, how to kind of control our mindset when it looks like nothing's going right, to stay focused, to stay grateful. And, you know, as you do that time and time, you start to realize, like, whatever is on the external, whether things are going well or not, doesn't matter. Like, if the internal is right, the outside will catch up.
So good. So good.
And it allows us to put ourselves into those situations.
I keep going back to like this Aspire event with Molly Bloom. She was so ahead of the game. There's a movie that was made of her. She was a poker table game maker.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, she realized, like through a mentor, that she was so far from integrity.
Yeah.
And then it came crumbling down, and she was like 9 million in the hole.
Yeah.
And the FBI like kind of found her. She was about to go to prison.
Yeah.
And the judge had like sympathy, because he saw that she made some foolish mistakes, but wanted to wanted to have integrity with that situation. And he let her out, not have to go to jail.
Wow.
Obviously she's going to catch up on all that, you know.
Yeah.
So she had to start from ground zero again.
Yeah.
But she's doing it totally different.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for being on the show, and from a Zoom call to now doing it in person.
Yeah.
Isn't this better?
Yeah.
It's like I can see you.
I love how things just kind of happen.
Yeah. You were sitting at the right place at the right time.
Yeah. Both of us. Yeah.
You guys know what to do. Hit that like, share, and subscribe. I'll definitely catch you on the next one. We're bringing on some really cool guests. So if you guys stay involved, it helps us carry on the legacy for the MoneyBru Show. We have some exciting news in the partnership space. We may have like some sort of partners in Singapore. We're still discussing that. Check out the Maximizing AI workshop. And then, I will see you on the next episode. Cheers.
Cheers.
I'll do this. Hey everyone, check out Ben Marla, always on Graham Stephan's show. This is the MoneyBru Show. Like, share, subscribe.
There we go, baby. Time to make some money.
That's right. Do some marketing there, right? All the channel and everyone. Thanks, Ben.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
you.